Hello and welcome to episode 19 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I am Jack.
And hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening. Although technically, well,
It's
whenever you're
afternoon.
watching, yeah, it's afternoon for
It's
us.
afternoon
It
right now.
could be 6 a.m. for
All the curtains are closed.
all the curtains are closed.
Everyone on the street thinks we're vampires.
Yeah, literally everyone thinks we're
We
actual vampires.
we only vamp on Thursdays though,
Yeah,
because that's when all the windows and curtains are closed during the day.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that. Our neighbours must think we are actually insane people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's fine.
Such is life.
Yeah.
So hello. Welcome. How is everyone? How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I am very good, thank
Yeah?
you. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day when you're like, you say anything other than very good.
Well, I'm just good, aren't I?
Yeah,
Just having a good time.
Just having a great time.
How could I not be
feeling
having a good time on the Eldritch Podblast?
Agreed.
Just the place to be.
I'm with you. Agreed. Anything you would like to update the people on?
Couple of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of things. We got some new lights.
We got some new lights. I don't know how much you guys can see them, but they're like bar lights.
They're like fake Philips Hue bar
They're fake
lights.
Philips. Yeah, we're fake fans. We're fake Philips Hue
We
stands.
got some Philips Hue ones in the front room.
Yeah, but they are so expensive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we just because they're all tangled up in all of the other wires that are in the front room. We were
Oh
like,
yeah, we
don't wanna
just
move them.
couldn't go through.
we don't want to move them every time we do
Yeah.
the podcast.
If there's one thing I truly hate, it's wires. I can't
Wires.
deal with them. Can't deal with them.
Yeah.
Won't deal with them. So we got some new lights.
With some fake Philips Hues.
Got some fake Philips Hues because
Phillies.
fake Phillies.
Fake Phillies.
Because we have some LEDs on the back, but
Yeah.
they're not perfect.
No,
But,
they are far from
They are
perfect.
far from perfect.
You should see the botch job that is behind
No, you
this.
shouldn't.
It's, it's horrendous.
You know that meme where it's like, the back of my head is none of my concern.
Yeah.
The
and
back
it's-
of our television
none
is
of your
none of your
concern.
concern, friends.
I have outed us. I have outed us there. 'Cause
Yeah,
it is
it's-
horrendous.
It's heinous, yeah. It's
Ooh.
really, oh, did you just look? Yeah,
Oh.
no, that's so bad. We've changed the mics a little bit as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, Jack normally sits like compressed, like a little shrimp.
Yeah, to try and get down to the mic's level.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've been sat quite slouched as well.
So we're trying to sit more upright this time.
Yeah, we're honestly we're still working out the mics. Every
Still
time we
working out all of
record, we change the mics, and we're settling
Yeah.
into it.
Settling in.
Settling
Getting it right.
into
Trying to get it right for you.
Yeah,
And for us.
for you,
For you.
for you, ungrateful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all you ungratefuls
You
out
ungra-
there.
Even though you're actually the most supportive, kind, sweetest people we've ever met.
For you.
For you.
It's you.
It was always you. So, yes, technical side
Yeah.
done.
Doing great.
We both said we wanted to talk a little bit about our D&D session.
Yeah, we had a big D&D session last night.
We did. We play every Wednesday and we record every Thursday.
Yeah.
So the episode on Monday is always right off the back of a D&D session.
Yeah. So I had last week off
Mhm.
because I was too all over the place and too busy and too
Yeah,
stressed.
just a bit burnt out, I think.
Yeah, a little bit burnt out.
Little bit burnt out.
A little bit burnt out. We do.
You're going to say.
So at D&D, there's this thing currently, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know why we did it. But every single time somebody says something wrong,
It could be like the smallest thing like that, for example.
yeah, or it could be like one of the big ones is there's lots of things in D&D that are magical and they glow.
Oh my
So
God.
when you say glue blow instead
Yeah,
of blue glow,
that
everyone
was-
goes, you're a dickhead. I can't believe you just said that. And obviously because I'm the one that describes so many things, it's normally
It's
me.
normally Jack, and it's like it's a visceral lambasting.
You
where
gotta
all
go
of
as
us
hard
like,
as you possibly can.
And you know what? Our friends who were in the party who watched the podcast, thank you. They said whenever one of you says something wrong, do you not have the urge to start?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Every time one of us says something wrong, I can feel it.
Yeah, you wanna just begin,
You just want
don't
to be
you?
like, ah! Well, last night we were talking about sea snakes.
Yeah.
And
What did you say,
Notice
Margaret?
the pronunciation there. I said a sneeze snake.
Sneeze snake.
A sneeze snake.
And everyone fucking
Yeah.
piled on her as fast as they could.
Hit me limb from
you
limb.
fucking idiots!
So
You said sneeze snake.
if you ever see one of us trying to hold in laughter when one of us just says something, and I'm like, one letter
Oh,
wrong.
it could be like,
Oh
yeah,
my god,
just the smallest little thing.
that's it.
But that's not that did happen last
that,
night.
That did happen
But
last
that's
night.
not what happened last night.
You took a week off.
I took a week off, came back, felt way better.
Yep.
Felt super refreshed.
Had an amazing time. It was,
Yeah,
you know
it was,
what? I said this afterwards. It was one of the best sessions we'd had
Yeah.
in the whole campaign so far.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was episode 19.
Yeah, it was session 19.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Yeah, it was session 19 and episode 19 of the podcast. So weird time.
Yeah. Oh, that is weird.
Bow,
What a
bow, bow,
coinky
bow,
dink.
bow.
Sorry, I'm laughing because our dog is,
Our dog is just going.
If you could hear the room,
It's so bad.
oh my goodness gracious!
It's as soon as we begin to record and we begin to like talk above like normal, you know, because like we're on the whole podcast and we're hyped.
He's like, you guys are having fun.
He's like, you guys are having fun. He's
I
like,
wanna have fun.
"Ah!"
if I feel like you can handle it,
Yeah.
I will put it in a clip
Put a little bit
from
in
the
the
room
The dog,
of what this dog sounds.
he doesn't want
It's going to all start to make sense for them. And
then-
at that point,
anything.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
And if you ever see me turn around and grab the doors because he's trying to open it.
And my office is in there. Let me tell you, this dog has never once wanted to sit in my office with me
Never.
out of choice.
As soon as the podcast starts, he's
Second.
like, let me in.
Let me in. So,
I must go in the office.
so
I want nothing more.
please, God,
Please.
it's all I want.
This has just been chaos.
Oh, sorry.
This beginning has
He-
just been chaos.
How loud he was screaming there.
And we're trying to ignore it because, look, our dog doesn't want anything.
Just
I know my dog very well. It's, you know, it's within an hour and a half of his tea
don't
time.
say the word.
so-
Jack, you said the word. Here he is.
So
Ugh.
as soon as it's within an hour and a half, he's like, right, well, better
Well,
start crying now.
Guess I better start crying. Let me play you the song of my people.
And then I started blasting. Started crying. Started whinging.
And I started whinging. So what were we talking
We were
about?
talking about the session last night.
Yeah, we were talking about session 19.
Session 19.
Session
We're talking about
19.
session 19 on episode 19.
episode 19. Weird.
Yeah, so what do you want to talk about him?
Illuminati confirmed. Well, there was a couple things. I just want to say that was an amazing session.
Yeah,
We
it was.
all
It was good.
had
It was a good session.
An amazing time. All of us came away feeling amazing, and you did as well.
Yeah.
So that is a testament
Yeah,
to if you need to take a week off,
Yeah.
just take a week
Just
off.
take a little bit of time off.
There's so many more benefits to it than just forcing yourself to.
Yeah.
through it.
You feel refreshed. Like I got loads of stuff planned, and
Yeah.
you know, because I said we were going to a new place. There was
Yeah.
some stuff that I wanted to like drop in lore wise before
Yeah.
we moved, and
There was a lot of dream sequences for us as well. Which,
well, that's because you went in like a dream bath.
yeah, well, that
In a wizard's tower. It's very. If you don't understand the context, it's going to be hard to explain.
Yeah, but for me, moments like that is
Yeah.
like my mana. That is like my liquid gold. That is what I consume to survive.
That's what I do it for as well. Like those moments, like where like a little bit of story gets revealed,
Yeah.
or like a little bit of something that a character has wanted to
Yeah.
see or wanted to have happen to them.
Mm.
Like they just get a little bit of it, and it pays off quite heavily.
Yeah.
Because if you give it all the time, it doesn't feel
It loses
good.
its its charm.
So
Yeah.
we had a little bit of a couple of bits to pay off.
Yeah,
a
which
few
was
characters,
really, really nice.
which was nice.
There was a lot of the lore that we pieced together that we learnt a lot. And I think we finally drew conclusions. First of all, I've said this before, I fly. I literally become aerodynamic and
Yeah.
fling myself into conclusions because
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
one of the note takers. Abby is also a note taker, but she's not as wild with
Oh, no.
conspiracies as I am.
You do like to, but you're
Oh.
usually very very accurate.
Thank you.
I would say you are.
Thank you.
You know, like there's a lot of times where you figure things out.
Oh, thank
But
you.
because I'm not going, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I wouldn't want to do
it
that. I
feels
wouldn't-
very conspiratorial to me. Anywho, we actually all together pieced together some lore, which was very
Yeah,
exciting.
you gotta. It was stuff that you already sort of knew a lot about.
Yeah,
But you got some information that began to piece those bits together.
Yeah.
And you know, it felt good
Felt
for
really
you
good.
and for me.
yeah, felt really good.
Because I do like a story, and there's a lot of times where I do like quite a complicated story.
Yeah.
It's not even that it's complicated.
There's just a lot of pieces.
I like to tell it in a complicated way. Is it complicated, or is I like to tell it in more of
a very nuanced way.
Yeah, like it's not just this happened here.
No. Yeah. It's
you find
very
letters, you find secrets, you find
you learn
objects.
history about the world.
Yes.
You learn from NPCs. They're really it's amazing. It's 10 out of 10.
That's the way I like to tell a story.
And we had our first character death.
We did.
Our poor sorcerer.
Yeah.
Igneous.
Mm-hmm.
Once again died.
But Igneous, I sometimes have like narrative deaths.
Yes.
And
this is Josh, our player, Josh's character.
If I have a narrative death, I will make sure that, there's a way to bring the character back.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, so I gulped so loud then.
So, like, we had one in the last campaign. Matthew's character narratively died and then was brought back because I knew that you would be able to.
Yes.
Like, I will give them the spell slot. I will give them the diamond sometime before. So if I only like to do it if I know I can.
Mm-hmm.
And, so Josh narratively died in this campaign. Matthew narratively died in the last campaign. But actually, last night...
Josh actually died.
Yeah, Josh actually died.
He actually died. He was consumed by a weird, nasty behir. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was like a behir skeleton that I then fleshed out myself.
He was
it was the framework of a behir.
I was like,
it did have a skeleton.
So
yeah, I changed it slightly, as I do with all my monsters to fit my group.
Well, it was. Long story short, it fucking ate him.
Yeah, it did.
It literally consumed him, and it started to digest him in his stomach.
Yeah,
and we just weren't able to get to him in time.
No, it was. Yeah, it was. If there's ever if there's an animal like that that's just like hunting and eating for instinct, a lot of its decisions will be made on dice rolls. So if it was in a position where it was getting quite low on health, it had injured a few of the party members, and it desperately just wanted to get its meal and leave at that point. It realized that it couldn't kill everything, so it got a little bit of fight or flight. So it had quite badly hurt Abby's character, and it quite hurt Josh's character.
It badly hurt me, but
you'd
obviously
unwild shit.
I'm a moon druid.
Yes, you're a moon druid.
Don't know if you guys knew that.
I don't think you've mentioned.
Don't think I've mentioned it once.
Not yet.
No, I don't think I have. I'm
big
a
reveal.
moon druid.
The big reveal.
Big reveal. I'm a moon druid.
Episode 19. Big reveal.
Moon druid.
So yeah, it was stood like 30 feet from one, 30 feet from the other.
Yeah.
And I always roll a dice, odds or evens.
And it went for Josh. Well, Igneous.
Yeah.
And he died. And it was horrible. It was
Matthew's
very
character, as it was getting digested.
Yeah, listen,
as
Matthew had an amazing idea.
Yeah.
His idea... Sorry, he has a bow that...
Yeah, no, he has a quiver.
He has a quiver, which has many different options. One of them is a heal.
Yeah.
And he was like, as Igneous's hand was like slipping down this monster's throat, he was like, I'm going to try and heal him.
The monster was like dead at this point.
Yeah.
But he'd like already ingested him.
Yeah.
So I said that when Matthew like held up his mouth and like looked down, he could just see the hand as it was like getting like consumed further in.
It was he was going to roll with disadvantage because he was also holding the mouth.
Because he was holding the mouth of a huge monster.
Because also we were still in initiative at this point, so we couldn't come over and help.
No.
In that turn.
Yeah.
And
but he also had his advantage token up, so he used his advantage, and he had disadvantage, so it was a straight roll.
But if he had missed, he would have healed the behir back.
Yeah, because it was a heal
and brought him back.
So he changed his plan to making it just an athletics check to attempt to pull him out.
Yes,
he had a +7 in athletics. The DC was 14, and he rolled a natural one.
And hey, sometimes that's just how it goes.
Josh succeeded his save.
Yeah,
but it was already on 2 death saves, and he fell into the stomach acids.
And that
died.
That was it. And thank God Abby is better at saving her spell slots than I am, because we both have Revivify. Abby plays a cleric. I play a moon druid. And we both have Revivify, and we both had diamonds. However, I blew both of mine on a heal for myself and a conjure animal spell.
Mm-hmm.
And Abby thankfully...
The conjure animal spell did a lot of fucking damage, though.
Thank you. Abby thankfully reserved a 3rd level spell slot. And we thankfully successfully revivified him.
Yeah.
And
we don't just do like Revivify as an automatic heal.
Yeah.
My players know this, like, from day one, that the DC is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who wants to help, it's just the Matthew Mercer rule, I think.
Yeah.
Which I think is so much better than just having a free Revivify.
I agree.
Everybody attempted to help. Every single successful aid. I asked them what they want to do. You wanted to comfort. Matthew wanted to try and quickly towel him down and get the stomach acid off him.
Yeah.
And Abby is a blood cleric, so she wanted to try and use her like blood cleric
to like
magic
get the,
to try and
the blood going.
To try and pump the blood around his veins
It sounds
again.
lame, me being like, I just wanted to comfort him. But
that's very much your character, though.
It actually really isn't. I feel like
with Igneous,
it is.
Yeah.
Like Rayla is very I don't know. She's very she cares deeply for her friends, but Igneous especially. There's this running joke that Igneous is always cold.
Yes.
Because it turns out he's not always cold.
No.
There was a narrative thing, but it became like a running joke where every single night I would make sure I would take off all my pelts and I would tuck Igneous up.
Tuck Igneous in?
Like a little bed bug and put him to bed. And my thinking was if I could just wrap my... Because I was still in wolf form, if I could just like coddle him basically.
Yeah, warm him up.
And I just kept talking into his head.
Yeah.
And tried my best. It sounds lame now that I'm saying it out loud. But
it doesn't sound lame at all.
Thank you. I feel like, toweling off the acid.
I mean, yeah, but...
Pumping blood to his face again. It's probably more helpful.
It doesn't matter. It's not the point. It's about what you wanted to do in that moment.
Thank you, yeah.
And
I was crying.
Yeah, you were crying.
Spoiler alert, I cried a lot in that episode.
So Abby succeeded.
She did.
Yeah, with her check. You failed with a
natural 1.
I failed.
I got a natural 1.
Yeah. And then...
The joke was he persuaded me to die.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Matthew succeeded his.
Mm.
So every single success brings the DC down by 2.
Yeah.
So it went from 10 to 8 to 6.
Yes.
And then...
And Abby rolled like a 19.
Yeah. I asked Abby if she wanted me to roll.
Yeah.
So it wasn't on her.
No, Abby did it.
Abby did it and she rolled a 19.
She did.
So she successfully revived Igneous.
So he's back. God, and you know what? The roleplay after that...
But just in case you don't know.
Mm.
Now Igneous has died.
Yes.
Every single time there is an attempt, the DC now goes up for Igneous.
Yes, yeah, because it's going to go to a 12 or a 14 next time.
I think it's going to go to a 12.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Then,
So each time it gets harder, which understandable.
There's the point. It's
understandable.
It takes its toll on you when you die.
Yeah, truly. I say as if I've physically passed this mortal coil, but it was an amazing moment. And we've said in the past, right? We've said Josh is our combat dude, right? He is he's our brain cell.
Yeah.
He excels in combat. Man, that dude also excels in roleplay.
Yeah, he does.
It's got me a little bit thinking about it.
It was
the roleplay afterwards. The first time we brought him back narratively, he says he turned to Priestess who revived him, and he was like, "I wasn't ready to go yet, man." God, you know what? I cried in the episode that's going live tonight.
Yeah.
I cried loads in that episode as well. I don't want to cry loads in this one. You guys are seeing the true me now, the true crybaby.
Language is very, very in tune with her emotions.
I am. Wear them on my sleeve, but
you do.
Man, the roleplay that dude had afterwards, cuts me up.
I do feel like I know Josh watches this, so I'll just give him a little shout out. I do feel like his role playing has come along so much.
I agree, and
I think he's become an amazing role player.
And it's not that he was ever bad at it, because he wasn't. It's just that when it was just 3 of us in the beginning. It was me, Matthew, and Josh. Me and Matthew, we have been best friends since we were like 17 years old.
Yeah.
So we know each other really well. We're very comfortable, and we love just role playing.
Yeah.
And I think there would be times where, and unintentionally, we would role play with each other and maybe not include Josh in the conversation as much as we could or should have.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think.
And it was never intentional.
Yeah.
But, it's something that we were both aware that sometimes we did do, and I'm sure Josh would agree with it as well.
Yeah.
So this campaign, I feel like having an extra player as well.
Yeah, having Abby there as well.
Having Abby there has really helped.
Yeah.
And having a new player, because Josh was the new player as well.
It probably makes Josh feel like I don't know how Josh feels, and I don't want to like just
Watch
put,
Josh takes
just like shut up.
What are you
Stop
talking
talking
about?
for me.
Shut up.
But probably, I think I haven't really thought about it like that. Having Abby as the new player has probably made Josh feel like I'm not the new player anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I want to give a shout out to my homie Josh.
Yeah.
Who I've known for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, you've known Josh since you were kids.
Yeah, I've known Josh longer than anybody. I've known him longer than you.
Yeah. Yeah, you have.
Known Josh since I was 11.
Wow.
I've known him for 18 years.
Wow.
How mad's that?
Jeez, that is wild.
I know,
yeah.
So, but like his role play in this campaign has been
agreed, spot on.
Unreal.
Spot
and that
on.
was just an awesome moment.
It was.
It wasn't an awesome moment to see Josh's character die, but it was great because he got brought back and it was sick.
I have a little bit of emotional turmoil every now and then.
Yeah, it's great, but I loved it. It was an amazing.
It was amazing.
Because it would have been so brutal as well, because we're literally on the way to his hometown.
Yeah, exactly.
In the campaign.
And you know what he said afterwards? He was like, imagine if you got to my hometown
I know.
and you found my family and I wasn't there.
I know.
Man.
Would have been hard.
Oh,
would have been rough.
It would have been absolutely heinous. Yeah, truly horrible. On a lighter note than that, something really weird happened in the game last night.
Oh yeah, loads of weird shit happened in the game.
Something really weird happened. So for 4 players, we all rolled. Three of us rolled 3 natural 20s in a row together.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's strange. We rolled again straight after for something. 3 of us all rolled 2s.
Yeah.
And then the next time we all rolled together again, we all rolled 4s.
So weird.
Isn't that so strange? I don't know what the statistics of that could be.
I'll tell you, Matthew would know the statistics.
Matthew would know the
statistics. Matthew would sit there and work it out, because that excites him.
Work it out.
Matthew, put it in the comments.
Yeah, Matthew, please. How strange is that?
It was very strange.
That is very fucking weird.
It was very weird.
It was. And you can imagine when one person gets a natural 20, how much people scream.
3
Can
natural
you imagine
20s?
3 people at the same time getting natural 20s? It was like...
It was just in a skill challenge.
It was like man had landed on the moon again.
Yeah, it was just like this random skill challenge I had them do. Yeah. But they're all roll 20s, and it was just euphoria around the table.
It truly was. Yeah, it was.
It is weird, though.
It was weird. I'm trying to think if there's anything else from the session.
There was a lot.
There was a lot, but it was an amazing session.
A lot of it wouldn't make a lot of sense to you guys. And we are going to do it. We are going to do it. We are going to do it. We promise.
We absolutely will do an episode.
Yeah.
All about our past campaigns.
We'll do the past campaign, and then we'll do a story so far.
Yes.
For this campaign.
We promise. And we absolutely will, as long as they're happy to do so.
It's a little bit tough right now to do, though, because these guys are a little bit like wires crossed with the story and don't have everything yet. So I think there's going to be a point soon where it's going to all start to make sense for them. And then at that point is when I'm going to do the story so far for this campaign, because then they can be like, and now we're here.
Got you.
And now what's coming next?
Got you. And we absolutely will as well. We will get our party on this podcast as long as they're happy with it. As long as they're comfortable coming on. We promise we'll get them on here, and we'll do some fun stuff with them.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had to pause because the dog was screaming.
It's because he can hear us like talking and having a good time, and he's like, right, well that's the level I need to be at.
They're yelling.
Where?
They're yelling. Guess I'll yell as well. So yes, all of the stuff about the campaign. Yep, we'll talk about it. We promise, and we'll get our friends on as well.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I would like to talk about before we move on to today's topic.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have been this intro was absolute chaos.
Apparently, everyone liked the really long episode. So
yeah, true. Yes, thank you. We'll address that at the end, but really, truly, thank you.
Yeah.
And the last thing I would like to talk about. Do you know what it is?
I know what it is.
So
it's the greatest thing that's happened to the podcast since it started.
Yeah. Our dear friend Sefi, he has submitted a story to us before. I think we read out his story in like the very first instance.
Really?
Like the very first submission thing we did in our month episode.
That's sick.
Thank you. Always here for us. Always comments. Always interact.
Cheers, Sefi.
Sefi drew Rayla. Now, first of all, I am still absolutely, completely shook beyond words that anyone would want to do fan art of my character. Truly,
it's very cool.
It is incredible. It's mind-blowing to me that anyone would want to do that for me. So, truly, thank you. It's amazing.
Especially when it's this fan art.
You know what?
Fan art.
I think I don't want to. I'm just going to put it up because I want you guys to have context to why I'm talking like this. So here it is. Yes, that's Rayla.
Squad blasters.
So
everyone piping off in the comments.
So,
everyone. What did Josh say last night? Oh, right, yeah. I've got something I'm going to say that Josh came up with something hilarious last night. And I'm going to use it when we have when we do it.
I don't.
I'm going to say it later.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
everyone around our D&D table thinks Squad Blasters is amazing.
Apart from me,
it's literally just Margaret.
It's literally just me who's not in the buy-in.
And everybody on TikTok, YouTube comments,
my God,
everyone's
guys,
going crazy
honestly,
for it. Love it.
The other day,
Squad Blasters.
I posted like a community poll, and I opened it up with "Hi friends."
Hi friends.
And someone commented, just going, I think you mean hello, Squad Blasters.
I think you mean hello, Squad Blasters.
No, I didn't.
I think you did.
No, I didn't.
I think you
didn't.
did.
And you know what? All of y'all, I see you. I see you saying, we have Squad Blaster Sam. We have Blasting Off Again.
Blasting Off
we have
again.
Squad Blasters Unite.
Squad Blasters
there's a
out.
hashtag.
Squad Blasters Salute.
Squad Blaster Salute. Listen.
What's the salute?
I don't know.
I want to know what the salute is.
I wouldn't know. I
Are we
wouldn't
just
know.
going with
Is it this?
Are we just going with the plain and simple,
Is it the
this?
squat? Is it the squat and...
Oh, is it the squat?
The squat and Squad Blasters. So, Sephi...
Just get a little bit of cardio in when you salute for the Squad Blasters.
As you can see, Sephi has drawn my dear Rayla.
Yeah. Squatting.
She's squatting. And she's Squad Blasting. And honestly, Sephi, thank you so much. Like, it's... First of all, truly hilarious. A piece of work, a piece of art. Thank you. I am not kidding you. I'm going to print that out and put it in my office.
It's hilarious.
It's absolutely going up on my wall, 100%. So thank you, Sephi. I will, of course, link Sephi's Instagram, Instagram specifically, in the comments below.
Artist.
Yes, yeah. They have like an art Instagram.
I thought that was too good to just be...
Oh, no. Just something that they just randomly did.
Drew.
Yeah, no, they have an art Instagram and they're an artist.
Awesome, yeah.
So thank you very much, Sephi.
Everybody go and hit the link up for Sephi.
Yes, please do. I do truly appreciate it. However, never do that to my girl again.
never watch this podcast.
Never. Don't get her involved in the Squad Blasters. She doesn't know any better.
Rayla is a Squad Blaster.
No, yeah.
You might not be, but Rayla is.
Is she?
Rayla 100%.
Right.
Is. Rayla would love being a Squad Blaster.
Would she?
Yeah.
Okay.
She definitely would.
Right. Well,
you will join.
I think that's an unpopular opinion.
No, I think.
And you know what?
I think you're the only unpopular opinion.
Well, do you like that segue?
Into
what we're talking about today.
Wow.
Today, my friends.
That was some top-notch podcasting from you.
We are talking about unpopular D&D.
Unpopular D&D opinions.
I hope that segue wasn't actually
It was horrendous. My ears are bleeding.
I'm so sorry. So yes, we are going to do unpopular D&D opinions. It's actually been quite a while since we've done some
unpopular D&D opinions.
Again, we're still in a process of right now. We're still trying to work out what you guys like, what you interact with the most.
Y'all seem to leave us a lot of submissions.
Yeah, you do. You leave us so many submissions.
There so many submissions.
Honestly.
Between last week and this week.
Yeah, it's absolutely gone wild, which, first of all, is huge for us.
Yeah.
Being able to, like we said, in real time kind of work on things that you've sent us.
Yeah.
And we know that you're in our community and there's things we could possibly be helping you with in real time is an amazing feeling. And the fact that you guys care enough to write out your submissions and send them to us is wild.
It's great.
So thank you. And half of these unpopular opinions actually are submissions as well.
Yeah.
Naturally, unpopular opinions are probably the least amount of submissions we get.
Yeah.
We mainly get advice and horror stories.
Yeah, advice, horror stories, and then some Mama the Assholes.
Next episode, horror stories.
Potential.
But yes, so the first 5 of these are submissions by our viewers, and then the next 5 are just ones taken off the Reddit. You're going to lambast me for saying the Reddit.
Can we have should we get some merch that says the Reddit?
No, because that's absolutely copyright infringement. We will absolutely get sued.
I think the Squad Blasters could take down Reddit.
Oh, the dog's
Oh
no, he didn't. Look, he just walked up to the door and didn't even try to open it.
Yeah, he just wants to stand near me and cry.
Oh, honey pie.
No,
I think I'm pretty certain we will absolutely get sued.
Nah, I feel like the Squad Blasters can take down the Reddit.
Right? Really? You think the Squad Blasters? I mean,
the Squad Blasters.
You know what?
The potential of the Squad Blasters.
You know what?
Is infinite.
I'm not referring to you as Squad Blasters, but I do think.
Did you say it?
No.
You did.
I do think y'all are tenacious. If nothing but y'all are tenacious, and we fucking love that about you.
Don't let the fire die, people. Don't let the dream die.
Indeed.
Keep saying it in the comments.
Oh no, right. I thought you were I didn't know what you were talking about, to be honest. So
the dream.
The dream
of Margaret finally accepting the Squad Blasters.
Hairy mouth.
Hairy? I am not a hairy person.
No, you're not. Show your little bald mouth. Huh? Yeah.
You're shaming me.
Yeah. You little baldy.
Little
baldy boy.
little bald chin.
You like that? What's wrong with us today?
Don't know. Let's do some fucking unpopular opinions.
Let's do some unpopular opinions. Okay. So, This is submission number 1.
Yeah.
And this has been submitted by Elisabeth, and she goes by she, her.
Hello, Elisabeth. Squad Blaster Elisabeth.
Elisabeth, I'm sorry. So, the title is Battle Maps Are Too Accessible. I think Roll20 and similar tools that make playing D&D online easy are really cool, but I also think that they have made using battle maps too accessible in a way, where there now seems to be almost an expectation to use them when playing online. I obviously understand wanting to use a strategic map for some complicated combat encounters, especially when playing in a larger group. However, to me, always having a map in front of me that I'm moving a token around on always takes the focus away from the role-playing aspect of the game a little bit. It makes me feel more like I'm playing a computer game instead of a social storytelling game. Also, as a DM, I also get so distracted trying to find the perfect map, or put in my monster stat blocks and token images into Roll20 so they work smoothly, and it always ends up taking away so much from my preparation time that I would actually much rather be spending coming up with characters, quests, etc. Obviously, I don't want to take anything away from anyone who enjoys using those tools or tell them that they're playing the game wrong, but I'm in the process of starting a no maps, no macros campaign, and I just want to sing its praise. The preparation has been so much more fun than for any other campaign I've previously DM'd. Also, I love the podcast. Podblast, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you very much.
First of all, you know what? My favourite part of this is the way that she says, I'm not yucking your yum. If you like doing it, then that's fine.
That's the good thing about this post is this is the way I do it. This is maybe not what a lot of people would agree with, but if you want to do it, go for it.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that I totally agree with here, you know.
Yeah.
There's quite a few things. I don't ever mind doing a theatre of the mind.
No, we do. When we do theatre of the mind combats,
it's less than I use maps more.
Yes,
maps, most of our combats have maps. I am not a particularly creative map builder. I remember when I first started doing maps, Margaret was like, oh, make sure there's loads of clutter and stuff like that so it looks really real. And I was doing that, and I was doing that. First
of all, we play in Tailspire.
Which,
first of all, Tailspire is an amazing resource.
Yeah,
we love it. It's great. It's done. It's still in early access. So yeah, it's janky. And listen, ground clutter.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
Ground clutter is janky.
It's a fucking nightmare in
Tailspire.
Yeah. Because they need to find a way to turn the collision off.
So you can I agree. But no, Tailspire is what we use for maps.
Yeah,
so
we use maps. And I like quite basic maps.
Yeah.
Because Tailspire is a nightmare.
Yeah.
But also I
go on.
Do you want to know what? We played a game one time with a group, and they used just grid.
They just had like the physical grid on the
DM had a laminated grid, and then he just drew on rocks here and there and drew bits. Do you know? I just fucking love that.
I know you did. I know. You came away from that being like, I really wish we could play with physical maps.
I don't know, but I don't want like all the trees and all this and all that. Oh
really? Oh, you just want to be able to have the grid.
I just like the grid.
Fair enough.
So you guys could like pick up your character and be like, and I can be like, yeah, that's a rock here, and like because I love the sort of I do love it when we do it here because you guys can just point and be like, can I go here? Can I go there? And it is super easy for us. But I don't know, there's something about just like a grid with a couple of minis that kind of excites me.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
That's completely fair enough.
Really just like bare bones, bring it back to the basics.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just sort of felt real good.
Yeah.
I know you disagree,
No, it's not that I disagree. It's just I'm so used to playing with online maps and like digital maps. But yeah, the idea of like having minis, oh my goodness, the like the physical maps, I would love to play with physical maps, but my brain, actual physical maps. My brain can't help but think of where would I store all of that.
That's why I wouldn't want all the stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I would just want the grid.
Yeah.
Because then it's like the physical maps that I can draw on.
Yeah.
And I can just flip it over and reveal another map. And
then
you guys can can move your own minis.
Yeah, fair enough. Would you be able to deal with the pressure of like drawing it there and then? Or would that be something that you would do like pre-game?
That doesn't bother me, I don't think.
Fair enough. That would probably give me an aneurysm.
Nah.
But to get back onto the topic of what Elisabeth's actually
Yeah, sorry. I went off on a little bit of a tangent there.
Yeah.
But I understand.
Yeah, no,
what Elisabeth's saying.
I also do understand, and again, I'm not a DM, so it's not necessarily the same for me. But I know you spend a lot of time on maps.
Yeah.
And I know
it does consume a lot of time.
And I know Matthew, when he DM'd, he spent a lot of time trying to find the right map as well.
Matthew did a one shot and he built the entire
he built
the entire town with all the insides.
Whole town, and it was amazing.
It was unreal.
We sat with him on Discord pretty much the whole time he did it as well. It was amazing. So I understand. I do totally understand.
I think I do understand what you mean though. Like, you know,
it's like, and there's an expectation.
Let's just that's the thing.
The expectation to have a map ready,
a map and a really good looking map.
Yeah, to have a really spectacular looking map, and to have a map for all scenarios as well.
Yeah.
To have to be that level of prepared. So
see, the thing is if you do a theater of the mind, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you can have it anywhere.
Yeah,
the only thing is, I think it could get maybe a little bit mixed up with like distances and where am I again.
Yes, I think that's...
So I think maybe even just like counters to be like, you are this far away, you are this far away, and you know what I mean, that maybe that. But I do like what was I gonna say? It was I think the, you know, when I say right, roll initiative.
Yes.
You know, I have to change the music. You know, I have to bring up the battle map. Everyone has to roll initiative. I try to pre-roll my initiatives for my enemies.
Yeah.
So that I don't have that extra thing. I got to write them all out on the tiles because we've got a tracker on top of the DM screen.
Yeah.
So I put them on the tiles, and then I'm like, okay, now you're going first. The time between I say roll initiative and the time when we start the combat is probably like 10 to 15 minutes.
I agree. Well, if that's the case, would you like me to be able to? I will take everyone's initiative and write them on the trackers for you, and I can change the music for you as well.
No.
I don't mind doing
but
that.
But it's not even that. Like, you guys, you know, you start to think about tactics, and you look at, you know, you look at the map, and then everyone's like, ooh, I pre-write out all of your names on the tiles.
Yeah.
And I roll all my monsters' initiatives.
Yeah, if it's easier for you though, while you're rolling the monsters' initiative,
I've already done it.
I or one of us can.
It still just takes quite a long time.
Yeah. But if there's anything we can do to take the load off you, we would.
Yeah. I don't think there is a huge amount that you can do. I think it still takes quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because everyone's, you know, like thinking about. I think if you didn't have all of that stuff happening,
yeah,
I don't mind it personally.
Yeah, we don't either.
You know, and sometimes when I say roll initiative, everybody takes that to like, right, I need to refresh my drink. I'll have a wee because I'm going to be sat here for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that. That's totally fine. But I understand what this person might be saying. Elisabeth, like, you know, if you're in that like flea flowing.
Oh my god, he said it, guys, kill him.
If you're in that free-flowing role play,
yeah, sorry.
You know what I mean? If you're in that free-flowing role play, and then you know you got to pull the battle map up and
have a
like
pause.
Yeah,
and go.
like I understand that it could like disrupt the way that the session flows.
I agree, and I think it sounds like
you get too focused on this. Maybe it might like sometimes maybe what they're saying is having like moving the counters and checking this.
Yes,
it takes away from like.
I do agree. I get
agree.
it.
I totally get it.
Yeah, and I think Elisabeth's main point here is it just takes away from the things that she enjoys. It takes away from her being able to do more roleplay. It takes away from her being able to put together more NPCs or quests.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is just a really good example of just don't do the things you don't want to do.
Yeah. Don't spend so long on the maps.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't. I like when I said like at the beginning, I used to try and make the maps as like ground clustery and as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I don't care.
And
like
we don't care.
As long as it sort of portrays the
mise en scène,
the environment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess
the mise en scène.
As long as it portrays the environment well, and you know, if you're in some hills, which you were last night, it was a very uneven ground.
Definitely, I think that's all we need as well.
That's all you need.
Truly, that's all.
You know,
we need.
they were fighting a bahia, and I didn't have a bahia, so it was a massive crocodile.
He was a big crocodile, and he's very sweet. Although I say, he literally killed our friend.
Killed your friend.
But the crocodile itself was sweet. But yeah, this is a good testament to.
So, do you want to know what? I think that might actually be an unpopular opinion. There is a from the community now with all of Roll20 and things like that have quite comprehensive maps.
Definitely.
Tailspire, quite comprehensive
definitely.
maps. There's a new one that's just come out. What was it called?
Dungeon Alchemist.
It looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
Like you could spend days on there making those maps.
And I did. When I was a DM, I spent days on my maps in Tailspire.
I agree. I think sometimes we can get a little bit lost in the sauce.
I completely agree. I totally agree. So do we think it's an unpopular opinion?
I think it is, but I completely understand.
Do we agree with it?
I think I agree with it.
I do too. Now,
I think a lot of people would look at my maps and be like,
what do you mean?
Because they're not particularly detailed.
Oh, right.
And they're not particularly epic.
But at the end of the day, who?
I don't care.
Yeah,
like,
and we don't
care.
care.
That doesn't excite me.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we had a great session last night because we had some like real character focused things. That was the shit that we care about.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think if I was to spend all of my time doing maps and not those like important character moments, you guys would be like,
yeah, no, I agree.
Well, the map looks good, but I want the juice. Give me the juice.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
So I agree.
I'm with you. Thank you very much, Elisabeth, for your subscription.
Subscription?
For your submission, not subscription. What am I saying?
But subscribe to the Eldritch Podblast.
But please, Elisabeth, please. We need you, please.
Podblast for Elisabeth.
Thank you, Elisabeth, very much. Okay.
What?
So I've written sub 1, sub 2, sub 3. I've obviously had an issue with my keyboard. Because instead of sub 2, I've gone sub 222. Submission 222.
Let's go.
This is submitted by Sheri. She goes by she, him. And Sheri. Oh, Sheri, we love you.
Yeah,
Man,
we do.
You are always here for us. You always leave them comments.
You the MVP.
Sheri actually had I think we've mentioned this, an incredible suggestion for the name for our submission box.
Was Sheri the person that...
Yes,
oh,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Cheers, Sheri.
For Tome of Submissions.
Tome of Submissions.
Which we are in the middle of getting it changed over to that, etc. So thank you, Sheri. And Sheri. I was going to say her and Sheri. to be honest, yeah. Sheri's unpopular opinion is, I love losing a character. So,
seems very good timing to cover this unpopular opinion.
It does. It really does.
Because you said something to me last night, didn't you?
I did.
You said something in the car.
I did.
After we dropped Dobby off.
I was like, hope someone dies. Hope we lose someone. I hope we lose a character just for the drama that it would create.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would. I think this would probably divide.
I agree.
Divide. I think this would divide.
Well, shall I get into it?
Yeah, go for it. Go on.
So, I've played in the TTRPG community for 7 years now, and I love a character death, permanent or otherwise. My first DM put a lot of time into death scenes, and on the other side, the mortal coil. And this has greatly informed my first character, which I'm still playing 7 years later.
Nice.
She has died.
Man, I don't know how do people have campaigns that last that long?
I know, that is absolutely...
That's unreal.
Wild. And that must be such an amazing thing to see your character go from even a year ago.
I'd like to find out what level they are.
Yes.
7 years in.
Yes. Please, Sheri, let us know.
Yes, please do.
So, she has died 3 times, and her disposition and alignment have been deeply affected by this, even to the point where she has been reincarnated once as well, changing a lot about her physicality. Even with her clinging on to life through reincarnation, I would be okay with losing her permanently tomorrow. I've played a myriad of one-shots and campaigns over the years, and I simply revel in losing a character permanently. I don't go out of my way to get my character killed by any means, but if they die, I often let it be, and I make it meaningful. My characters have always had very clear story beats and aren't very secretive, so most of the party knows the information I have gathered, and it won't leave them in the lurch when I create a new character. Bringing in a new character is also an opportunity for me to gather more information and maybe even bring another skill or directive to the party that we're missing.
Mm-hmm.
I still mourn the loss of my PCs, but I still feel so proud of them achieving their goals and being of help to the main storyline. I often think that I hold this opinion because I joined my first campaign at level 6, and I often have a lot of fun building a character that has been made purposely instead of figuring it out completely from scratch.
I 100% agree with that last bit, personally.
And
I agree with all of it.
Yeah.
But definitely that bit at the end. I just love making characters. Get so excited by it. I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, definitely. She also left a note that says, also, side note, for an unpopular opinion, reincarnate is the superior resurrection spell. I thrive on chaos. Listen.
You basically get a roll, don't you? To see what you become.
You roll on a table to see what race,
you become.
Listen. I could never dance with the devil like that with my characters.
What if you
became
a gnome? Gnome, dwarf, halfling?
I knew you were going to say that, and that's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear.
Do you know what? If your character died and you got reincarnated, I'd make you roll a d6, and it would be 1, 2 gnome, 3, 4
What's wrong with you?
halfling,
What's wrong
5,
with you?
6
What's wrong
dwarf.
with you? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? You're cruel. You're cruel.
I would never do that to you.
You're a cruel man. So, what do you think?
I understand.
I do too.
I understand some of those, especially if your DM puts a lot of effort into those sort of afterlife
Yes.
or death scenes.
Yes.
Like those can be huge moments, and a lot of people live for the drama.
Me.
Margaret, it's you.
Me. I do. It's
you
me.
know,
He's
like-
talking about me. I'm people.
So loads of people love those sort of like epic moments,
Yeah.
like when it's it's either you've lost them forever or they come back from the brink.
Yeah.
Those are the moments that you have those deep role plays. You have those like character defining moments.
Yeah.
It can completely change the way that your character looks at the world, looks at their backstory, looks at life.
Yeah.
And it's just a big thing for a lot of people.
And I mean, a great example of this is literally exactly what we were talking about in the beginning of this episode of last night.
Yeah.
We had a character death, and then the roleplay that came out of it was a 10 out of 10 chef kiss.
Yeah.
Roleplay.
And, it was Abby's character that, did the ritual.
Yeah.
And I feel like Josh very much, when he came out of it, leaned on that. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
thanking Abby's character.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like they've maybe gotten an extra bond.
Yeah, definitely.
An extra connection that,
Yeah.
that Josh's character now has towards Abby's
Yes.
character.
Definitely. And it's exactly like Sheri says here, like it shapes a campaign.
Yeah.
It can change the way.
It can define an entire campaign.
Yeah, definitely. And we've talked about it before, but some of the things, no spoilers, but some of the things that happened in Critical Role,
Campaign 2.
what happened there absolutely shaped the way that everyone
whole
moved
campaign.
forward. And I'm sorry that I have to use that example again. It's because we don't have a personal example for a
No, we
character
haven't. But it's just, one that a lot of people know and one that is very defining.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah. And as long as that, again, as we said before, like the player should get to choose whether they stay or they go.
100%.
Because you could have seen your friend be brought back, and like that may define the way your character thinks about it. What happens when my character goes? Do I let them go? Is their journey complete at that point?
Well,
is there? Would they be happy with everything that they've achieved to this point?
Yes. And it's exactly like Sheri says in the post, is her character's been revived 3 times.
Three times.
Each time it's changed her character, changed her disposition, changed her alignment.
It would though.
It would change a lot of things, I assume, especially to be brought back 3
your outlook
times.
would change completely.
Definitely.
Every single time.
Definitely. Do we think it's an unpopular opinion?
I think a few people would say, yeah. I think this would definitely divide opinion completely.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? I think prior to us starting our new campaign, and to be honest, this podcast, I think I would have been one of the people who'd be like, absolutely could not stand losing my character.
Yeah.
But my opinion's changed on
your
that.
opinion's beginning to change. We talked about this last night, didn't we?
Yeah, it has. It's changed a lot. I wouldn't want to permanently lose my character.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Would I be happy now with my character dying and then there being what X, Y, and Z, whatever to bring her back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
I think I would like the drama of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
I think I would really like.
It's literally the highest stakes adventure.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you bring your friend back?
Yeah, and we made a joke at the beginning of this, being like, "Oh, well, I would love someone to die for the drama." Listen, I would.
Yeah, I know you would. I know you said last night. You said I would love some sort of one of us.
Selfishly, not me, but even me. I think having someone die and permanently losing them, I think that would really, really. First of all, that would rock my world. That would absolutely. Oh man,
I know.
Which I love having my shit rocked.
That's what you play D&D for. You play D&D for those moments, those epic moments.
It is.
Those character defining moments.
Yeah. So I can't fully agree because I have never lost a character.
No, but I think I would agree.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think there's a few people out there that wouldn't agree.
Yeah.
And I think both opinions in this case are absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I agree. It's down to personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, live for making a new character.
Yeah.
Just get so excited by looking at new subclasses.
Yeah, I know you do.
And the way they if I was to multi-class, or if, what race I'm going to take, with what weapon I'm going to use, with the spells or stuff that I just live for it. All of it just excites the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah. Well,
you
Sheri,
get excited by it.
I do, less so than you. I'm very bad with change. And it takes me a long time to understand the class I'm playing. I think this is probably, honestly, why I've played a druid so much. First of all, I love a druid. Newsflash, love a druid. Absolutely love a druid. But, I'm familiar with it and I understand it and I really enjoy it.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, yeah. Thank you very much, Sheri.
Sheri.
Thank you not only for your submission, but for always leaving your comments, for leaving an amazing suggestion for the submission form name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Sheri. Thank you. Okay, so submission number... We just jumped from 222 to number 3.
To 3.
So, submission 3. Unpopular opinion. DM should allow an insta-kill mechanic. Now, this has been submitted by Jeremy from Ohio.
Jeremy Squad Blaster from Ohio.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you very much.
As a new DM, I am thinking about possibly implementing or asking my group to implement the idea of an insta-kill mechanic. This obviously wouldn't be a super easy thing to do. It was something like it would have to be a successful crit within a certain percentile for an insta.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this creates a cool new mechanic, creates an immersive kill for your players, and is super hype for your players to achieve. Thoughts on the idea? Now, when I first read it, I thought an insta-kill mechanic on the PCs.
Well, does it not mean that?
I don't know.
Is it not for both?
Yeah, potentially.
Because if it is for both,
you would have to
the thing is, you've already said, I'm going to run it past my players. Definitely do that if it's for the players as well. But
yeah, absolutely run it past. If it is going to go both ways, 100% make sure everyone is okay with it.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a bad idea.
No, I don't think it's an unpopular opinion either. I think
massive damage is a thing.
Yeah,
a thing that not that many people use. I think the one that reduces you below 0 and then beyond your hit point maximum.
Yeah,
I think is still used, but a lot of people, and I've heard a few homebrew rules of, if you get hit from maximum to 0, it just kills you.
Is that it? That's it. You're gone. Yeah.
And the thing is though, if I was playing in this campaign, you better believe if there's an insta kill mechanic, I'm playing a paladin.
I know. Oh yeah.
I'm playing a paladin.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go and smite.
I'm gonna go paladin with a champion fighter multiclass and just go crit fishing and smiting the fuck out of everything.
Yeah. Would you enjoy it as a player?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I would enjoy it as a player as well.
Being if you roll that crit, you all begin to look at each other and be like, let's see if I can do it.
Yeah. Would you like it as a DM?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Would you
I don't know, because if it was, I think the things that are one-shottable, I think I would make it so the threshold is the things that are one-shottable, but fall into that range. But that Bahia last night.
Yeah.
It was one creature. It had a lot of hit points. You'd have had to do it would have had to been the most outlandish crit on Earth.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. I think if you get the numbers right and don't be afraid to workshop it. If it's not right instantly, just workshop it.
Yeah, definitely.
If you do over 3/4 of the enemy's health in one go, it can be an insta-kill.
Yeah.
Something like that's cool.
Yeah. It kind of does go down the road of potentially being dicey if you do the exact example you gave there. If you have a player who is absolutely kitted out to insta kill something, do you know what I mean? And if someone else
the thing is, at the same time, your player's building for that.
Yes, true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
It's
however, it sounds like Jeremy's talking about implementing it in the game that they're playing now. It would be like you implementing it now, I suppose. There would be some of us who probably wouldn't be able to get as many insta kills as others.
Yeah.
For example, I get multi-attack.
Yeah, and also, for you, you have multi-attack, you don't do like quite as much damage in each hit.
Yeah.
You do slightly less damage because you have more hits.
Yeah.
Whereas, a sorcerer or a cleric might end up, the clerics get spiritual weapon, and that gets very, very, very action economy efficient.
Yeah.
But somebody like a sorcerer, like Josh, he maybe does quite a lot of damage in one hit because he doesn't get that many hits.
Yeah, but
so then it's balancing the two.
Yeah, and I think there runs a risk of if someone is continuously getting more than other people.
Yeah, does it begin to feel a bit bad?
Yeah, does it begin to feel bad?
But then does it? You've got to have the right table for that.
Yes. 100%.
Like. You all love seeing each other succeed.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know that there are tables where people can get a little bit jealous.
Which I understand.
There's an overpowered character.
Yeah, I do understand that as well.
I understand that completely.
I think, you know what? Is it an unpopular opinion that DMs should allow an insta-kill mechanic? I think less so if the players could insta-kill. I think it would be more unpopular if the...
Oh God, the dog just nutted me right in.
No, don't say it.
Special
don't
parts.
say it. Don't say it. No.
Headbutted me right in the special parts.
Would it be unpopular if the DM could insta-kill the players? I think that would be
quite unpopular.
Opinion.
That would be quite unpopular.
Yeah, agreed. But Jeremy, if you've implemented it or if you're talking about it, please let us know. Yeah.
I would love to know the mechanics of it as well.
Yes, definitely. Please let us know. That's actually very, very interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Would love to hear a follow-up on that.
Love that.
Thank you very much, Jeremy, for your submission.
Cheers, Jeremy. Squad blaster, Jeremy.
Cheers, Jezza. All right. Submission number 4. I think the DM rolling the player deaths gives more intense moments when people go down. And this is from our good friend, GrimmGrey. And he goes by he, him. This is, I'm not going to say it, but Grim, you are one of those ones who has happily adopted Squad Blaster.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, you know what, he'd probably be happy. Thank you, Grim, for your submission.
Cheers, Grim.
Thank you. We see you. You're always there. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you.
We do. So I've been playing with my group for about 4 years. And this time I noticed that when any of the players would roll their death saving throws and say whether they've saved or failed, the other players would react to their roll and either rush to their ally's side or leave them be for now, knowing that they rolled a success. I've started running my own campaign in the last few months, and one of the rules I listed in session 0 was that I would be rolling all death saving throws. More than a few weren't thrilled about that decision, but I do think it will add a bit of an intense moment while in combat. I have also talked with a few players that aren't in my game, and they have told me they also don't like or weren't sure about the rule. What do you guys think? So I guess the most important thing to say is, it doesn't really matter what we think.
No.
It matters more what your players at the table think.
Yeah, so great of you to run it past them before the game.
Definitely.
Very well done. There are some rules that don't sound great, but need a trial run first. And it is good of your players to let it happen, because this is a rule that I think a lot of people would be very hesitant towards until they realize why it's good. Until
the actual situation happened and they got there. Or it could be the other way around and they realize that they really don't like it.
Yeah.
It's a one or the other, really, isn't it?
So we have a very similar rule.
Yes, we do. We don't have you roll them.
No.
But we roll them in secret.
Everybody at the table looks away while that one person rolls.
Last night.
I'll tell you of the...
We have a very funny story from last night.
Okay, and I also have a very funny story from the first time it happened. So we implemented it this campaign, and it's secret death saves, because you are right. Because if somebody rolls a natural 1 and they are 2 death saves down, everyone goes, right, scrap everything, we need to run over.
Yes.
But how would they know that?
Yeah.
In the heat of battle, are you going to use your perception check to try and find out how close they are to slipping away?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
But you just got that free perception check, basically, by knowing out of game that they rolled a natural 1.
Yes.
So it's very good in terms of combat, because it now makes them, every single time someone goes down, and they just go, right, we need to get them up.
Yeah.
It changes it completely. Because
there isn't we'll let them bleed out.
There isn't
they
rolled a 17.
Oh, they're fine. We'll leave you.
17. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that straight away.
Yeah.
They've still got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It takes that away. The first time we ever did it,
I think we've told this story before.
It was Matthew, and everyone looked away. Everyone looked away. Matthew rolled, and then he went, "Oh." And then everyone was like, so you failed.
Oh, that was a 1 or whatever.
All of my players, they are being very amazing. Every time they roll a death save, they are keeping it. They are keeping the poker face and not saying it. We are. Not making any noises.
Yeah. Well, last night in Matthew's
yes,
we had a week off, so it'd been 2 weeks, and it'd been a while since someone had rolled a death saving throw as well.
Yeah.
Josh obviously had to roll the death saving throw.
Had to roll a death save.
And Matthew forgot about the rule, so me and Abby were sat there like this, and Matthew was just like,
Josh and Matthew sit next to each other, so that Matthew was leaning over his shoulder, and Josh was like, "What are you doing?" Matthew was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, he was like, I was cozying up to get a proper good look.
Oh, good stuff.
That was, we literally just forgot.
So this might actually be an unpopular opinion,
yes,
but I think it is actually a very good rule.
Yeah,
I think it's a very important rule.
I think you are right, though. I think it's the type of thing that you would actually just have to see how it goes, because me as a player, I feel very on the fence about this.
What about what?
About if you rolled the player death saving
I wouldn't
throws.
like to do it.
Yeah. Oh, right.
I wouldn't like to do it.
Yeah.
Personally, because that means their fate is in my hands.
Yeah, true.
And if I'm just rolling real bad one day,
I know.
Imagine if I've been rolling great all day. I've been like, natural 20, and it comes to the death save and I roll a natural 1, I'd be devastated.
I know.
But like Grimm.
But that's
just personal preference.
It sounds like Grimm, you are very comfortable with doing this.
That's totally fine.
But I do want to say, if your players are saying that they're not thrilled about it and they're vocalizing that they're not happy with it, I would maybe reconsider it.
Yeah, but I would also let it play out in game first.
Yes, I would I would be open to letting it happen, see how it goes, and then if people still don't like it, then they're probably never going to like it, and you can't force them to like that.
It's interesting.
What do you mean?
Because I tried to implement a rule and the natural 20 spellcaster thing.
Yeah.
And you didn't let that play out, and you all just whinged about it and wanted it taken out.
Yeah. Well,
but I agree. I think let it happen. Let your players see why it is important.
And you know what? You could, if it doesn't go down well for whatever reason, or they just simply don't want to try it, you could try just the secret death saves.
Yeah, let them roll it and just let the others not see. Try it like that.
That's a happy medium.
Yeah, because that takes the onus off you, puts it back into the player's hands, but it also doesn't let the other players metagame.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Which is easy to do.
Yeah,
because
and it doesn't matter if you want that at your table. Fine, I don't care. Like, that's totally a valid way to play. And a lot of people would say I don't like metagaming until it comes to my player's life. Yeah. And then that is the only thing that I will allow them to metagame.
Yeah.
That's also totally fine.
Yeah, I agree.
But for me, you wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
And you guys don't metagame really in any other way.
No, we do have above the table conversations, obviously. But I think that's just part of the game.
But I think it has also made combat even more exciting.
Yes, I completely agree. I am so down, and I can only speak for myself, but I am so down for the private death saves.
Yeah.
Would I be comfortable with you rolling them?
No, I wouldn't be comfortable with me rolling them.
I don't know. I think...
But at the same time, if Grimm is, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So do we think it's an unpopular opinion?
I think it probably is.
I think it is as well. I think it is.
I prefer it.
Yeah, and what you prefer what?
I prefer secret death saves.
Yeah, but
yeah, I know. Look, but the premise is the same. The premise is the same. Whether it's the DM who rolls it or nobody else knows it apart from that player.
See, I would make the argument to say it is very different, actually.
I guess, because even that player doesn't know.
Exactly. And when it's... Again, this is just me speaking personally. Like, if I didn't know the state of my character, I think I would be very upset about that.
Yeah. No, I get you.
So I think there is an argument to be made that they are separate things.
So I agree with the premise, but I would let, even if you do roll Grimm, personally, I would let the player know.
Yeah.
What you rolled.
Yeah, but
But it's also up to you. It's your table.
Yeah,
do what you want.
You do whatever you want, but do make sure that your players are okay with it. Yeah, definitely. But I think that could potentially be an unpopular opinion, Grimm.
Sorry, doesn't matter. We're not here to tell anyone the wrong.
Absolutely
That's the point
not.
of an opinion.
And hey, please, oh my goodness, please tell us if you have implemented it and it's happened. Please, can you give us an update?
Yeah, or if your players if your players do not like that still, try that instead.
Try the actual secret death saves.
Secret death saves, so it's only you and the player that knows.
Definitely.
There you go.
Well, Grimm, thank you so
Squad
very much.
Blaster Grimm.
GrimmGrey, thank you so much for your submission. We really appreciate you. Okay. On to the last submission.
Already?
Which is, number 5. So we have 10 in total, but 5 are submissions.
Oh, we've only done 3.
And 5 are from the Reddit. Did I throw you off with the whole 222?
Yeah, I think you did. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Psyched me out.
Yeah. So, this is submission number 5, and this has been submitted by that one weird friend. They go by
man, so just so you all know, nobody's been anonymous.
Huh?
Nobody has been anonymous.
Yes.
We haven't had an anonymous submission.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh said last night, anytime that there's an anonymous submission,
I know exactly what you're going to say.
You got to call them anonoblasters.
I hate that.
That is what you are called.
If
you leave an anonymous submission, you are an anonoblaster.
I hate that.
I love that.
Friends, please
Josh?
stand with me. Please, I need you more than ever right now. Stand with me.
Margaret,
Tell him that's
Margaret,
a horrible name.
Nobody's standing with you. You're on your own.
I know.
Everyone loves Squad
Just
Blasters.
me.
And now everyone's going to love anonoblasters.
I doubt it. Please, guys. Just this once, I need you.
Please.
So this is from that one weird friend, and him. Once again.
Squad Blaster. What was the
name? That one weird friend.
That one weird friend. Sorry, I was like, Squad Blaster. My mind just went. Squad Blaster. What was it called?
That one weird friend.
Squad Blaster, that one weird friend. I'd see you. Apparently, I can't remember your name, though.
But to be fair, you've actually replied to that one weird friend a few times. If you didn't know, I mainly man the comments, and Jack sometimes steps in when he feels it's pertinent to.
Well, no, it's just, if they become too much for you.
Yeah.
Or if
it's mainly things that have a lot to do with actual, DM mechanics.
Yeah.
Are ones that normally I will leave for you.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to reply to those.
But again, if you want Jack specifically, just ask for him.
Yeah.
So that one weird friend, we see you. You're always there. Thank you so much.
That one weird friend. Squad Blaster.
So, his opinion is, roleplay is better than combat.
Okay.
So I've selected an unpopular opinion, but to be honest, I have no idea if this is popular, unpopular, or just neutral. Anyway, roleplay is better than combat. Sure, combat is fun, but roleplay is just so much more fun. Oh, pardon me, a little burpy burp.
It's all right.
In my group, we tend to only have 1 combat per session, and honestly, I would be fine with less. We also have a Discord server where our characters can have conversations, or arguments. Lots of arguments, lol, which fit into the campaign as conversations had while traveling or resting. I love that idea.
That's a great idea.
I love that. I absolutely love seeing the relationships develop and change over time. My character started off as a bit of a lone wolf. I know. Better choices could have probably been made.
No, if you're not anymore, you play it how you want.
Exactly. But he's now on good terms with most of the party, and it's been so fun to gradually build those relationships.
And that is why you play a lone wolf.
Absolutely. So you can
to overcome it and allow the other people in. That is the
reason real good
you play the lone wolf.
Heartwarm feeling.
Yeah.
I'll stop typing now before we get sidetracked. But yeah, there's more of my opinion. But there's my opinion.
You alright, babe?
Yeah, have
Sure?
I?
You okay?
I messed up here.
Do you want to check your temperature?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hot. I'm burning up.
Oh, no.
I'm what? I'm suddenly a Jonas brother. Yeah, you didn't get it. I know, you didn't get it.
Does anybody else?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sound off in the comments if you actually understand what that meant.
Sorry.
I don't know if we have any Jonas Brothers fans. I don't even think you're a very big Jonas Brothers fan.
I used to be back in the day.
Right, okay.
One of my friends. So, when I was a kid, I was, look at the state of me. I was obviously a little mosher, right?
Yeah,
I was
course,
a little
same.
emo scene queen. And as a joke, one of my friends bought me the Jonas Brothers CD.
Okay.
Just to take the piss out of me for my birthday.
Lived for it.
I secretly lived for it. I absolutely secretly lived that for that album. Loved it.
Fair dues.
So, a little bit of a Margaret Law, which I'm sure absolutely no one gives a fuck about. Yeah, sorry. What? That was the end. That was the opinion. I accidentally didn't put a title on the next one after.
Oh, right, okay.
So I went straight into the next one after.
So roleplay is better than combat.
Yeah.
That's the unpopular opinion.
That's the unpopular opinion.
Okay.
You know what? I don't know if that is an unpopular opinion or not.
I think to some people it probably will be.
Yeah, I think
I think to the 6 combats a session.
Yeah,
That's going to be a unpopular opinion.
True.
But the
true,
thing
true,
is,
true.
the thing is, I love combat. See, it's so strange because I love combat. Do love a combat. We're about the same. We have probably one
a day.
One a day.
One a session.
So the thing is, though, we play for we play for about 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I'd say four
to
and a half.
4.5 hours.
Once a week,
And
4.5 hours.
we have a combat that'll last an hour, and then we probably roleplay for about 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think I have to agree with you because I don't play D&D and have combat for 3.5 hours and have 1 hour of roleplay.
Yeah.
So I think I love to have the combat because it breaks it up.
Yes.
But, I am more than happy to sit there and listen to roleplay and play NPCs and give story.
Yeah.
So I think I have to agree.
You know what? I'm exactly the same. I do love combat. I love combat. I look forward to combat.
But do you think that is because we only do it a little bit in comparison?
I was going to say, it's kind of... I was going to make... I was going to compare it to like dessert.
Okay.
That you look forward to dessert because it's only dessert. I eat dessert.
You might get dessert at the
all
beginning.
the time.
I would only... So have a 3-course meal, all of them is
I would
dessert.
only eat dessert, so that's a terrible example. But for most normal human beings who aren't a literal, 3-year-old in the brain, I think, it's like you look forward to it because it is scarce and it doesn't happen too often.
So I think I have to agree.
Yeah, I...
And, we have sessions where we don't have combat.
Yeah.
Last night was almost one of those sessions.
It was.
And then we had one right at the end.
Yes, it was.
But we've had a handful this campaign of no combat at all.
Yeah, and I love... this isn't an unpopular opinion for me because I love the roleplay. The roleplay is why I play the game. Without a doubt, it's why I play the game.
I think, the story is why I play the game. I like to write the campaigns for the story, so I think I have to agree.
Yeah. But I do love combat.
Yeah, but I think because...
Do I think roleplay is better than combat? I don't think... It's not really for me to say if it's better.
Well, to you, is it better?
Yeah, to me, it's better.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah,
I think you agree with it then.
Yeah. You know what? To go back to what he said about they have a Discord channel where they can talk in between.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a great idea.
I love that. Oh my God, I love that.
Well,
I want that. I might. You guys, talking to my party specifically here.
Yeah.
You're going to get invited into a WhatsApp group and you're going to hate it. So yeah. You know what? The thing about these unpopular opinions, right? It's just everyone's opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the joy about these is it's a personal opinion and you can... I don't know why I'm making this. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's a very profound point.
Yeah.
I think
opinions.
I think there's basically...
Our opinions.
There's 3 types of people, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's people who love combat.
Yeah.
There's people who love roleplay.
Yeah.
And there's people who don't mind both.
Yeah. I'm the one
and
in the middle.
I think we fall very much into the middle, but
Definitely.
if we had to compare them both, then I think we fall definitely more on the roleplay side.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that the point I was trying to make then is I was thinking about, so we haven't actually done an unpopular opinion in quite a long time, and we take these clips, we put them on TikTok, and listen, TikTok sometimes can be a hellscape of whatever, and I think a lot of times when we state things like this about opinions, people think we're saying my opinion's better than yours.
Yeah,
my opinion's the right opinion.
But I think if you actually, so there's the squad blasters that are here and present right now who love watching the podcast.
Yeah,
and then there's people who just like to frequent the TikTok and watch a little bit and stuff like
yeah.
that. And then there's people who just sort of find us every now and then say you're wrong, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So the thing is, as if you've been here for a while and you know us, you know that we have our brand of D&D that we love.
Yeah.
But we don't care how you play.
Absolutely not.
We don't care how you play at all. You play however you want.
Yeah.
You live your best life. You play D&D.
As long as you're not being toxic.
As long as you're not being toxic. As long as you're not being hateful.
Yeah.
We don't really give a fucking shit.
No, absolutely not.
And we've learned so much.
We have learned
different people
so
play.
much. So much.
I think a lot of people look at us as this sort of... I know a few people look at us as this sort of authority. We aren't the we aren't the finished article.
No way.
And we'll never admit to that. We
No.
still want to grow and we still want to change and we still want to be better players and DMs and everything.
Yeah.
So hearing all of these opinions is right.
Yeah. Yeah. And just because we agree or we don't agree doesn't mean then right or wrong. And I think
that's just our belief.
I think I was leading into that because we've come to the end of our submissions and obviously everyone's left their names.
Yeah.
I don't want, if you disagree with any of these opinions, and I know you guys, I know you are our community, is the most accepting,
super,
open-minded, welcoming community, and I know that. But if you disagree with what someone has said, especially one of these submissions, please be mindful of what you say.
Yeah, don't just tell them they're wrong and that I've... Because obviously, I put a lot of my opinions about how I DM and,
that's just being on the internet.
I don't like TPKs and, character death and, and people have come at me and been like, you're wrong, you're an uncreative DM.
I know.
And, you just have no imagination.
So, yes, I just wanted to touch on that just because, again, these opinions in particular came from our community.
Yes.
They were submissions. So, please... you can totally disagree with them, but please don't tell anyone that they're wrong, because chances are they're probably watching the video and they're probably in the comments.
Yeah.
So just be respectful of everyone. And I know you guys. I know you will be.
Yeah.
I know you are. But
the people in the community, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else, you say one wrong thing, and I'm not going to...
Go on.
To my squad blasters.
Oh my goodness gracious me, she said it.
You're finished.
She said it. Everybody take note. It's episode 19.
One wrong thing.
We're about an hour and 40 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Remember the day?
Yeah. Rue the day. I rue the day. You say anything, you're over.
Yeah, you're out of here.
So, shall we move on to the Reddit ones?
Yes.
So this is quite a long episode again.
That's okay.
But it's fine. You guys seem to like it.
Yeah.
So, right. So this one is from the Reddit, and the title is "Anything Sexual Should Not Be Allowed in D&D."
Okay.
The title basically says it all. It's really weird, awkward, and straight up uncomfortable. I've read way too many horror stories of characters getting R-worded, impregnated after missing a session when they specifically said they did not want to engage in those types of activities with the other characters, etc. And I just don't understand why it's put in or sought after in D&D. Now, do I think every once in a while it's funny when someone tries to seduce an NPC to get info or advantage? Absolutely. But if it's taken too seriously and intimately, then it's just really creepy. Not to mention the DM has to then act out and narrate a sexual instance, and it's just weird. I understand D&D can be about anything you'd like it to be, but sex and sexual nature is just unnecessary, and it distracts from the actual nature and intentions of the game. It's called Dungeons and Dragons for a reason, not Dungeons, Dragons, and fucking. Oh man, sign me up for that game.
Fucking.
So,
okay.
I really wanted to include this one because I think there is a really important conversation that can be had around this.
Yeah, I read the title and I was like, well, no.
Well, yeah, because sometimes people are fine with it.
If you want to make your own character sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Then make your own character sexy. Margaret loves all of her characters to be extremely sexy.
I do. I really, truly do.
There's a difference between sexualizing yourself.
And then sexualizing someone else.
Yeah, and having somebody sexualize you.
And OP says here as well that the DM has to then act it out and narrate. First of all, that is absolutely taking it too far.
I couldn't believe when the person was like, when they explicitly said that they don't want their character to be impregnated.
Yeah.
I can't believe that people have a week off and they're like, please don't fuck my character.
Yeah, I know.
Why does that have to be said?
I know.
You shouldn't have to worry about those things.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
You truly shouldn't. And I think there is this is all about consent, right? Yeah. This is a whole conversation about consent.
Yes.
And what you're comfortable with your character, what you're comfortable with hearing in the game.
Yeah.
This comes down to the session 0, the safety tools. This comes down to everyone saying what they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
This comes down to people being able to draw a line in the sand when they're not comfortable.
Yeah.
And OP's right. There's way too many horror stories.
Oh, there's way too
about
many.
things like this.
There's hundreds of thousands.
I'd say the majority are horrible, awful stories like that. And there just needs to be a bigger conversation around what's okay about consent.
Yeah. I think, the OP is 100% right here.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, totally.
But when they said the beginning thing, I was like, oh, well, maybe not. But then what they actually said, I agree with.
Yeah.
People shouldn't have to...
people shouldn't have to worry about...
People shouldn't have to worry if they have a week off that the character's going to get pregnant or R-worded.
Yeah,
Sorry, I said it there. they shouldn't have to worry about those things.
No, absolutely not.
We've said it.
Never.
You all know our take on it. You all know our stance on it.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't for somebody else to decide
No
for
way.
you.
No way.
Do not take that power away from somebody.
Nope.
That is up to, that is, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not your choice to make.
Yeah. Now, would I rather have it so, anything sexual should not be allowed in D&D, and it means there's no more horror stories? 100%.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Without a doubt. If that would stop it, 100%.
I would have the blandest characters,
the
blandest
same.
NPCs.
No, same. Yeah, absolutely.
If that was, if it was a perfect world and if we got rid of all sexualization, then it was all gone. Then I would. But that's not, unfortunately, the world we live in.
Yeah, I think anything sexual should not be allowed in D&D if you haven't consented to it.
Yeah, agree.
100%.
100%.
Now, once again, I can only speak for myself. I love to make a sexy character.
Live for it.
I love to look at sexy characters.
Yeah, every single time. There's one particular.
Every single time.
There's one particular vampire in our game that is like
who's evil.
Yeah, sexy evil vampire.
Completely so sexy. So
I brought
hot.
up a picture of him because I know that
so
Abby and
hot.
Margaret are like, oh.
And we did.
Yeah, you did.
And we did.
I know that I'm not hurting anybody. By making a sexy elven vampire for you two to fawn over. Yeah. Like, I know that that's what you want.
Yeah.
And, I put other sexy NPCs in if I want to. But, I'm not doing it to hurt anyone. And I'm not doing it to...
If we suddenly turn around and we were like, we're really uncomfortable with how sexy you're making these people, you would stop.
To be fair, I don't really make any sexy NPCs.
No, you don't. You only do it for me and Abby.
Yeah. And my men are definitely sexier than my women in the game.
You explicitly only do it for me and Abby.
Definitely.
And I'm also the type of player where I really like romance in a game.
Yeah.
I really like my character to fall in love and have a romance.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, would I ever want to roleplay out a sex scene?
No, I don't think so.
I would rather crumble up and die. I would rather the ground swallow me whole and I never see the light of day again.
Yeah, it's got to be a fade to black.
Exactly.
Be a fade to black.
So I feel like OP's coming from a place where they've either unfortunately experienced this, and it feels really personal with having to act it out and it gets too intimate. I agree. Yeah. That is way too far.
But like they said, if a player wants to flirt with an NPC, it's like, that's fine. That's your own decision.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like, if, somebody is unconsensually
100%
coming onto your character and flirting with your character and you didn't want that.
Vile.
That's
terrible,
not
awful
okay.
behavior that should not be allowed. I agree.
No, it shouldn't. You're right.
So really, the only reason that I put this in was so we could kind of have this conversation, because hey, it wouldn't be an episode.
Wouldn't be an episode of the Eldritch Podblast if we don't
without
talk
us
about
advocating for what we believe is right.
Yeah.
So, yep. Please make sure with your players that they're comfortable with anything like that. And
anything
if they're
like
not, then shut your weedy little mouth and leave it out.
Weedy little mouth
and leave it out.
My hairy little mouth.
Yeah.
Their weedy little mouth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But just, it's not your decision to do that to other people.
It absolutely is not.
Don't take that away from somebody. Mm-hmm. That's not right to do.
Agreed.
The love of God. And if you do,
you're finished.
We're coming for you.
Yeah. Okay. The next unpopular opinion.
Hit me.
DMs who hate on Critical Role are just bad DMs. I've heard a lot from DMs that they hate Critical Role for giving people unrealistic expectations of Dungeons & Dragons. That isn't true. Most people expect you to make a world, or know the Forgotten Realms, or become familiar with a module you are running. If you can't do that, then maybe you should try harder or not DM. Your players deserve to have a fleshed out game. Bit spicy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
It's a bit spicy, that one. I could tell you were with it until you weren't.
But what was the title again?
DMs who hate on Critical Role are just bad DMs.
Incorrect.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
That's not fair to say.
That's not fair. That is not fair to say.
Look, this comes from a avid Critical Role fan. Like, I am Matthew Mercer's biggest fan.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew, if you watch this,
Mr. Mercer,
I want you to know nothing more than I love you and you're doing a fantastic job. Look, Matthew Mercer and Critical Role is big for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
It's big for a reason.
It's the gold standard.
It's amazing.
For a reason.
For a reason. It's amazing. Look, I look at... I'm currently like not caught up to campaign 3. I'm like a little bit further back, and every time I watch it, I'm like, I wish I was as good as Matthew Mercer.
Yeah.
I like tear myself apart at how amazing he is, and how much I would. And I've tried to replicate things he does in my game, and I'm. Do you want to know what? It makes me have a bad time.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I am not Matthew Mercer.
Yes.
And I am never going to be Matthew Mercer.
Yep.
And Matthew Mercer enjoys things that he enjoys, and I enjoy things that I enjoy.
And
I can watch Critical Role and love it and live for it and want to breathe and eat and just bury my face in it all day. But if I try to replicate that, I have a shit time because that's not the way I want to DM.
And you know what? Matthew Mercer said it best. He said, someone said, I'm so upset I can't be like Matthew Mercer.
Yeah.
And he replied something, I'm paraphrasing here, something along the lines of, well, you don't need to be me. And your table needs you for who you are and not for me.
My players,
you are better for your table than I am.
If I tried to run a campaign like Critical Role, I don't think you would enjoy it.
Fair enough.
Because, first of all, I wouldn't pull it off. I wouldn't. And Matthew Mercer is the fucking god at a slow burn.
Yeah.
But keeping everyone interested and just giving them enough. If I tried to do that, I would get bored.
Yeah.
And you would probably get bored.
Yeah.
You like a lot fast.
Yes,
Our
definitely.
campaigns, this campaign's probably not going to last more than a year. Now that I'm where we are in it and how far we've got through, it's probably not going to last more than a year. My last campaign didn't last more than a year.
No.
But that's okay because that's how fast you want the information.
Agreed.
And that's how fast you go through it.
Yes, definitely.
But, yes, people do watch Critical Role and then have unrealistic standards of what their DM is going to do.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make people, and I understand that people can then resent Critical Role.
Yeah.
Because players then get unrealistic standards for DMs.
Yeah.
So but because you don't like Critical Role doesn't mean you're a shit DM.
I agree.
Like that's not the point here.
And there's a lot of talk about the Matthew Mercer effect. And listen, I think that is such an unfair thing on everyone.
Everyone.
I think to
Matthew himself.
Yeah. I agree. To Matt, that's such an unfair thing.
Yeah.
To other DMs, it's an unfair thing.
I agree.
Matt is just being a dude.
He's just a
who
dude.
Put his campaign on the internet, and he's incredible at it.
And a lot of people just love the way he tells a story, and I'm not fucking surprised because he's amazing at it.
And to reduce him to the Matt Mercer effect, people
that's
just see him and
unfair.
want to be him. I think that's so unfair, and it's unfair to all the DMs who feel like they have to live up to it.
Yeah,
I think it's a stupid sentiment that I don't agree with.
But I understand watching Critical Role and then wanting that.
Yeah, of
course. But you've got to understand also at the same time, Matthew Mercer, dedicates his life to it now.
Yes,
like,
yes.
I don't have that time.
And I
can't do that, and basically no other DM can do that.
There's a reason why he is the gold standard.
Yeah, because
in the
he's
same way
amazing
that Tolkien was the gold standard for fantasy writing. There's a reason that people can't replicate that because you're not that person.
It's like all these people who, I hate Critical Role because it sets unrealistic standards for DMs. Like, I understand why you feel that way, and I understand resenting Critical Role for that.
Yeah,
but it's not Critical Role's fault.
And I think there's a healthier way to deal with those feelings than just resenting something.
But then also just saying that they're a shit DM because they don't like Critical Role.
I totally agree.
Wrong.
Well, to go back to what OP has said here, they're saying that people expect you to have a world or know the world.
No.
And then if you can't do that, you should try harder or not DM. That's also a really unfair sentiment.
That's a terrible take.
Yeah,
that's a terrible take. Like, a lot of DMs will just DM what's in front of them.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, okay, this is what we're doing next campaign.
Yeah.
And they won't think about the world, but they can still be an amazing DM.
Exactly.
They can still give you an immersive session.
Exactly.
And that's all some people want.
Yeah.
So this person's just...
I feel like this is just a bit toxic. I feel like that's just a bit of a toxic...
generalizing so many things. I think it's just a terrible take.
I think that is actually quite toxic, and I do just completely disagree.
Yeah.
Do I think it's an unpopular opinion? Yeah. I think it's an unpopular opinion that DMs who hate on Critical Role are just bad DMs.
Yeah,
I don't think people.
I think I think people, understand that, Critical Role is like, is now like a business.
We should be happy about that.
And we should
be celebrating that.
Of course we should.
Okay, so this is the Reddit. Yeah, on to the next one. I was like, which submission?
She said it.
The Reddit.
She said it, the Reddit.
Onto the Reddit. So, DMs not allowing any homebrew classes or races does a disservice to players. To me, Dungeons & Dragons is about being the character you want to be, within reason, but a majority of the games I join won't even allow non-OP homebrew classes and or races into their games just because no. I get not wanting to have literal Gokus in the game and having restrictions within their world, but to not even consider that it's the player's game, not really the DM's, is kind of odd to me. Maybe that's just how I view the games when I DM, but it seems like most DMs I encounter don't see it that way and just want to limit who my character can be. Am I wrong?
Unfortunately, yes, because of the way you said it.
Yeah, I feel like,
because I don't think it is no just because of the sake of no. Creating a subclass is hard. Creating a class is hard.
Yeah.
Creating a race is hard.
Yeah.
There's a reason why there is an entire team at Wizards of the Coast that is dedicated to, like, the design team.
I also just want to clarify, we don't think you're wrong. You're not wrong.
No.
We just think that...
I think the way you worded it just means that, like, I think you're not understanding why people won't.
Yes, and I also completely disagree with it's the player's game, not the DM's. The DM is a player.
The DM needs to have fun as well.
Absolutely.
So, the thing is, a DM has a lot to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things to balance, a lot of plates to spin,
Yep.
A world to create, not on top of then each player's class and then subclass and then balancing all of them out with combat.
Yeah.
To then have to create a subclass is hard.
Yeah.
But then to balance it is even harder.
And like, I know that OP says it's like not even OP, like non-OP homebrew, but it's like...
How do you know that?
How do you know
Have
it's
you game
not
tested
OP?
it?
Yeah, exactly. Unless it is truly like a well-documented gameplayed homebrew, whatever, that's kind of different. But if it's just you yourself kind of creating, creating this homebrew thing, you don't know if it is OP yet. And there's an argument to be made that something that is underperforming, that is the opposite of OP, that is terribly balanced and is weak, is just as much of a problem.
Of course it is.
Just as much as a OP one. So I totally understand.
I understand that you want to play the character that you want to play.
Definitely.
Like,
understand that.
That's
completely.
why you play D&D. You want to live out these fantasies of being something that you can't be in everyday life.
Totally.
I get it.
Totally.
But homebrew is hard. And for a lot of people, a lot of DMs, like, they have the rules, they stick to them because they know that they're going to be at least a little bit balanced. Yes, there are many subclasses and classes and stuff that are underpowered, and we know about them, and I know a lot of people know about them. But to then step out of those boundaries is quite difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. And I was going to make a point, but my mind simply went blank.
I think I understand what you're trying to say.
I do as well.
But I think that I don't know, is this person not looking at it from a dungeon? They don't have their dungeon master goggles on.
Well, I'm not sure, because the OP does say that's just how I view the games when I DM. So potentially,
I mean, if you want to run that, if you want to, because trust me, I've made magic items and given them out and been like,
oh no,
good God, what have I done?
Please.
Or given out abilities and then been like, Jesus Christ, maybe I should have only given this out in a handful of like levels time or something like that. It's hard, and I would like to think, I'm through like, what, 3.5 years in? No.
Yeah.
I don't even know how long I've been DMing for.
Oh, you've been DMing for nearly 2. I think.
I've been DMing for 2 years. I played a lot of D&D. I'm still at the finished article, and even I fuck it up.
And you homebrew a lot.
And I homebrew a lot.
You homebrew a lot.
I homebrew a lot. Like, I homebrew a lot of monsters. I homebrew a lot of extra abilities. Yeah. I homebrew quite a lot of magic items.
Yeah. And I think it, once again, this is just me assuming, and hey, we know what happens when I assume.
Yeah.
But I think it sounds like they've had this idea and they don't think it's OP. They just want to be and I understand they want to play how their character would be.
They want to be the hero that they want to be.
I totally get it.
Get that.
And then the DMs just said no and not really given a proper explanation as to why.
Yeah.
Which,
but I don't think it's no because no.
No, well, exactly.
I think it's no because it's tough.
And to be honest, even if it's no, I just don't want any homebrew in the game. You have to respect that.
That's that person's decision.
You have to respect that.
That's that DM's decision.
Yeah, I agree. Now,
so people don't allow Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand why, because normally they're absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But some people do.
Yeah.
Some people don't mind having an unbalanced table. Some people don't mind like having super strong PCs.
Yeah. But I do think a DM has so much already to balance, like you said, having to then take into account a completely homebrewed class or race. I think a race could be slightly different.
Yeah, race doesn't impact you as much as class and a subclass.
Race kind of comes down to be honest, race is, kind of whatever.
Well, yeah, it depends. Or
it depends. Yeah,
you want to go play a bugbear?
Oh,
with those big long arms.
Oh no,
that's pretty important. Like some classes can. Like there's some absolutely crazy classes, and then there's some classes that are just like
Yeah, I think that to have a completely homebrewed class is that's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of work, and I understand why a DM wouldn't want to take that on. Now, a few homebrew proof features. There has to be a happy medium in here, right? There has to be a happy medium.
Everyone wants to play, and can it though? Does it though? Like if a dungeon master says I don't do any homebrew because I'm really bad at balancing those things,
I
don't think there is the medium.
Yeah. Oh no,
I think that's
absolutely not. If the DM has explicitly said no, then absolutely.
I think that's the dungeon master's choice.
I completely.
But then that table's not for you.
Yeah.
You find a table that is happy for you to do that.
Yeah, but I'm saying in generally speaking, there is a happy medium between homebrewing everything and then having a couple of homebrew things.
Yeah.
If your DM's okay with it.
I agree.
If your DM says no, then listen, you just have to...
Yeah, they've got a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
They've got a lot to balance.
And I understand it's frustrating when you think they're just saying no for no reason, and your DM should have explained.
I agree. Your DM should definitely explain why.
They should have given you an actual reason.
But, because if it was, that might be what they said to you. No just means no.
Yeah.
But that might not be the actual answer.
Yeah. I agree.
They're scared of how unbalanced it could be.
Now, you know what? I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion.
No, I don't think it is.
Like, if we
I think the way it's worded isn't right, though.
Well, not even that. The unpopular opinion is DMs not allowing any homebrew classes or races does a disservice to players. Now, I think because, of course, there is a higher player to DM ratio, I think this is actually a popular opinion. I feel like a lot of people would be like, my DM doesn't allow me to homebrew things.
Yeah.
And there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, because there probably is.
There's probably a reason for that.
Yeah.
So I actually think it's probably not an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with
it. I think that you need to try and think about why. I think is what you need to do. I think you need to just think about maybe why your DM isn't allowing it.
Yeah.
And also go and find a table that is more than happy for you to do
Definitely.
Because there is tables out there that are super fine with homebrew.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If any of you came to me and you were like, I want a homebrew class, I'd be like, Sam, let's work on it together. What do you want? Like I would be fine with it.
Yeah, I know.
But I think that's because I've homebrewed a lot and I know that, and I am more than happy. And DMs and a DM that does this needs to set the stall out nice and early.
Yeah.
If it's way too fucking powerful, we are going to nerf it.
We have to change it.
If it's too weak, I'm happy to buff it.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be, when you're doing homebrew, you need to be able to adjust it if it's too much.
I agree.
Or too little.
Totally agree. You have to be open to a conversation, basically.
Yeah.
So, unpopular? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but
I do agree with it. I disagree with it.
I do disagree with it. I do disagree with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone knows. Anytime I'm like, you're wrong, I'm not meaning that.
No, people know. I think people know. People know you by now.
I hope they do.
People know you by now, but stop fucking saying it.
Stop saying it's wrong.
Stop saying it.
You say that you can't say it's wrong, and then you
stop
say
saying it. So, the next unpopular opinion.
Go for it.
Your rogue deserves their sneak attack.
Okay.
They deserve to get their sneak attack when they have an ally within 5 feet of the opponent they're attacking.
Yeah.
When they are undetectable by the opponent they are attacking.
Yeah.
And any other time they have advantage.
Yeah.
And not just when they succeeded on a stealth roll.
Correct.
I'm totally down with that. That's rules as written.
That's the crack.
Sneak attack is a terrible name, ultimately. It should be more like attack the unaware, because that's what it really is. It's not about you being hidden. It's about you taking advantage of the fact that an opponent is not paying full attention to you, so you can land a solid hit.
Yes.
I don't have to be behind you in order to take advantage of the fact that you and my fighter buddy are going all out, and while you're busy with him, I am presented with plenty of opportunities to attack while you're not on your defense against me. And mechanically, that's how it works.
Correct. I would say
100%.
I think that's a really, really good explanation.
Yeah, that is actually probably the best written explanation of sneak attack I've heard.
I would agree. I completely agree with that.
Also, an additional note for the new DM. Sneak attack is not bonus damage. It is the proper combat damage that a rogue is expected to be able to do almost every turn. Just like the fighter's trick is they get to hit somebody 3 to 5 times in one turn. The wizard's trick is they get to choose from a wide variety of spells that do high damage, and paladins get that sweet smite. The list goes on. Stop taking sneak attacks away just because you hung up on the word sneak. Read the mechanics.
I feel like that was a very, very well conveyed point.
I feel like OP's been really stung here.
I agree.
I feel like OP.
Who hurt you, OP?
Who took your sneak attack away from you, OP?
I completely agree. I couldn't agree with this anymore.
I also totally agree. And all of the things that OP listed in the beginning, that is literally rules as written.
Yeah, rules as written. You don't have to be hidden.
Yeah,
I agree. Sneak attack. I think sneak attack maybe gives it a you have to be stealthed, or you have to be not seen by the enemy to get it. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I think, and I agree.
Attack the unaware. Maybe not the most graceful name. Yes, I feel a far more appropriate name.
No, that's it. Attack the unaware.
Attack the unaware. The thing is,
that's our slogan now.
Attack the unaware.
Attack the unaware.
I think that is a far better explanation of what it is. It's not as good of a name. Sneak attack rolls off the tongue far nicer. Attack the unaware. Because that's what it is, though. Like the opponent is too busy doing something else, occupied by somebody else, or like There's the point.
I know, I agree.
And
I think OP, you articulated that perfectly.
Very well, yeah. I think as well. I agree, though. It's not bonus damage. It's not extra damage.
It's how the rogue does damage.
Like the rogue has 1 attack.
Yeah.
The rogue doesn't get 2 attacks.
Get multi-attack.
Doesn't get action surge.
Unless they,
but that's the thing. You have to then take a feat.
You have to go out of your way to do it.
Or you have to use a certain weapon to then be able to then strike with your offhand.
I agree. It's just how the rogue attacks.
Late level, when fighters and barbarians and everyone's getting 3 attacks, even up to like 4 attacks at the end, I think it goes that high. The rogue can still get a maximum of 2 with the feat.
Yeah.
And the right weapon.
I agree. I think, and you know what? I think I might be a little biased because we have a rogue.
Yeah.
We have a little rogue.
We've got a rogue who has 1 attack.
Yeah. And
hasn't taken any feats or anything to like change that. They've just got 1 attack.
Yeah.
And he's pumped a lot into his stealth so he can hide on the map. Most maps I'll give Matthew something to hide behind.
And it's sad when he doesn't get a sneak attack damage.
Yeah. Or if he misses with his 1 attack.
Yes.
That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah,
because he doesn't get another chance unless he takes the feat. Or, he's arranged as well.
Yes.
So he's not going to then shoot and then run up and then stab.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
So you know what? I read the comments in this because I was like, well, this is rules as written.
Yeah.
I went into the comments and a lot of people were saying the same thing, but they are rules as written. However, a lot of DMs will do anything to take their rogue sneak attack damage away from them. Why?
Because the thing is, right, if you hide, what do you get?
Advantage.
Yeah. If...
I'm sweating now, Jack. I'm sweating. Don't ask me more questions.
If you get the new like steady aim thing where you get to use your bonus action and no movement to like gain advantage.
Yep.
If you have advantage more often than other people, you're going to do something more often than other people.
You're going to hide. Attack?
Yeah.
Say it again.
So if you have advantage more often, if you find ways to get advantage, which rogues like to do, because with those fewer attacks,
you're going to crit more often.
You're going to crit more.
You're going to crit more.
And if you crit with sneak attack,
yes, of course, that is big.
It's a lot of damage.
Big damage.
So it's
big
like a lot of people don't like the Vengeance Paladin because it can just get advantage whenever it wants, and then when it gets advantage, it just crits people's faces off.
Yeah.
Like that's probably why people don't like giving the rogue it, because to get it, you need advantage.
Yeah.
But when you have advantage, you're probably going to crit more.
Yeah.
And when you crit with sneak attack, you do really big damage.
But again,
that's the point of the class.
Dice, that's just on a dice roll.
But I imagine that's probably why. That's my only thought.
Yeah. And like again, the comments were just like, so many rogues have come away like being trapped really badly. And what is it? Why do people rag on rogues so much? Do you remember the other episode we did?
Yeah.
Where someone
rogues
was like,
against
rogues
my
against
personal
my
belief.
personal beliefs? Why?
Don't know.
Leave your rogues alone,
Probably because of that reason. And you know, like
that's so unfair.
They get up to no good more often than a lot of other players.
Yeah, but that's just unfair.
Oh yeah, I don't agree with it.
No, I don't. I think, and again, maybe I'm coming from a bias.
Yeah.
Because I have Matthew in mind when I'm thinking.
Yeah, and
this.
also Matthew couldn't be any less like that.
Absolutely.
Never tried to steal something in his entire life.
Absolutely not. Matthew, his rogue especially, could not be further away from the typical rogue. 100%. So yeah. I agree. Your rogue does deserve their sneak attack.
Yeah, your rogue deserves their sneak attack. It's literally the core mechanic of the class.
So let your rogue have their
cunning action, sneak attack,
uncanny dodge.
Those are the reasons you play a rogue.
Yeah,
because you want those big juicy sneak attacks.
Absolutely. And I think it's so unfair if your DM is going out of your way. OP even says here, stop taking sneak attacks away just because you're hung up on the word sneak. I completely agree.
Yeah, it's not.
Totally.
It's attack the unaware.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's it.
We need to make
right.
merch this.
Wizards of the Course.
Attack the unaware.
If you're listening to this in the new 1D&D, take out sneak attack and put in attack the unaware. It functions the exact same.
It's like attack.
It's like attack the unaware.
Attack the unaware.
So
I love
funny.
that. That's going on. That's going on a back piece on some merch.
Attack the unaware.
Oh,
We're
yes.
gonna give ourselves a bad name. Eldritch Podblast. Attack the unaware, and only the unaware.
Yeah, only the vulnerable.
Yeah. Attack the vulnerable.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna get clipped.
Oh, yeah.
Attack the vulnerable.
The vulnerable. They deserve it, you know.
Yeah.
The vulnerable.
They're the ones that deserve it. Good lord.
Oh. All right, so this is actually the last one.
All right, okay.
It's about fucking time.
It's gone on quite a lot. I'm very hungry.
Oh, yeah, I'm starving. We have to film another one after this.
Yeah, we'll eat some fish fingers and then we'll start. Attack the vulnerable.
Oh, okay. You know what? A sleepover when you get really tired.
Yeah.
We're like at that stage because we're hungry.
Attack the unaware.
Oh.
So funny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. It's just so good.
Sorry. It's not that funny.
Attack the unaware.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Oh. My head hurts.
All right.
Attack the unaware. So good.
Margaret, shut the fuck up. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
The last
Is it called Attack the Unaware?
one. I'm vulnerable.
And I keep getting attacked.
I've got a headache.
Unpopular opinion, the
My head is
vulnerable do not
pounding.
deserve to be attacked.
Wrong. You're
wrong.
Okay, all
let's
right.
go,
Shut up. Right.
My mouth hurts.
Dungeons and Dragons is uncanny as fuck.
Okay.
It's not even that it's a bad game. Although I personally don't enjoy it.
Okay.
It's just...
Such bad content. This is such bad content.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, I can't stop.
I can't breathe.
don't even remember what happened. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Yeah, guys, we said we wanted longer episodes, but we didn't just want you to laugh for 15 minutes.
Pad it out
with laughing.
I am sweating. All right. It's not even that it's a bad game, although I don't personally enjoy it. It's just, I think, from an outsider's perspective, Dungeons and Dragons is literally child's play. I looked at you.
You stop looking at me. It's literally child's play.
To pretend you're some kind of mythical creature that just fights dragons, orcs, golems and shit, but you don't actually do that. You just kind of talk about it.
You just kind of talk about it.
Just kind of talk about it. And occasionally roll a cool-looking 20-sided dice. Damn, dude, I never got it. The first time I played D&D, this isn't a joke, it took me a full 15 minutes to realise we'd begun the game. I thought the guys around me were just acting weird. Needless to say, I had a god-awful night. And even though I have better friends that like the game, I still don't see why anybody participates in it.
Oh, fucking God.
Well, if that doesn't sum it up, you just kind of talk about it.
It's kind of true, though.
This person is wrong.
You definitely talk about doing the cool stuff more than you actually end up doing the cool stuff.
We definitely sit around and talk about slaying golems. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. That was probably absolutely awful. Awful, awful, awful for you to watch.
Oh, my fucking God. I don't think that is much expanding on.
There's not much more I can say about that.
Person just doesn't like D&D that much.
And they're not wrong.
It's just like, it took me a full 15 minutes to figure out where we'd actually start.
I thought they were just acting weird.
That's so good. That's amazing. Oh, well, I'm very sorry you had a bad time.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Dean.
But that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You do a lot more talking than you do stuff.
You know what? Put that on my tombstone because that summarizes it.
Attack the vulnerable. Attack the unaware. Well, that devolved into madness.
I think that just about does it.
I think that does just about do it.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
For sitting with us for potentially
about 2 hours.
Probably about 2 hours. Unless I could do some real good editing here. And we really hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, leave a like.
Yep.
Subscribe if you feel like it is worthy of your subscription.
Yeah, I don't know how you can think this is worthy of your subscription.
Hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when we upload a new video.
Hit it. And
leave a comment with anything that you agree or disagree with.
Yes. And please... I'm sorry.
What?
I've laughed too much. I'm gonna be sick. I've got to go.
Right.
We've been the Eldritch
Podblast.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Bye.